nice combo. So we'll get all the props out. Go ahead and grab your bolster or pillow, 2 blocks, and a strap for today. Let's start, you know what? Let's start on our back today. You can place a block underneath your hips. This is one of my favorite things to do, laying on our back. You can do it 2 ways. You can lay down first with your knees bent and then lift your hips, placing the block under your hips. You can keep your feet flat on the floor, or you can draw your heels to touch, butterfly your knees open, just laying here. You may bring your palms facing up by your side. You can also bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Focusing here on your breath, deep inhales, deep exhales, breathing in and out through your mouth. Filling your belly, ribs, lungs. Exhale, lungs, ribs, and belly. Continuing with that breath. This time when you reach the top, hold it for a breath, sealing your lips, and breathing out through your nose, creating heat within your body, letting your knees just fall to the side. Two more breaths just like that. Deep inhale. And exhale through your nose. One more, filling all the way to the top. Go ahead and plant your feet into the floor if you had your knees butterflied open. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hip. Replace that block off to the side. Draw your knees into your chest. We're going to rock and roll ourselves 3 times to a seated position. Once more. All right, come on up. Grab those 2 blocks and place them underneath each hand. So we're going to find a tabletop position with the block underneath our palms. From here, tuck your toes, hammock your belly, lift your gaze. Deep inhale, coming into cow. On your exhale, scoop and arch. Round your spine up towards the ceiling. Untuck your toes. Inhale, come through neutral spine. Tuck your toes, lift your gaze. Pressing your palms, your finger pads in towards those blocks. On your exhale, untuck your toes, round your spine. Let's do that 2 more times. Cat and cow. This time, leave the top shoelace portion of your foot in towards the floor. Come through neutral spine. Hammock your belly down towards the floor. Lift your gaze. Spiral your elbow creases in. On your exhale, round your spine up towards the ceiling. Imagine you're trying to pull your spine up towards the ceiling, maybe touching. One more time. Come through neutral spine. Lift your gaze. Deep inhale. On your exhale, round your spine. Come back to a neutral spine. From here, moving some organic movement, maybe side to side. Maybe forwards and backwards, doing some barrel rolls. If you're just joining us, no worries at all. You'll need a set of blocks, a strap, and a bolster or a pillow. Just a nice side to side. All right, come on back to neutral spine. Let's do some thread the needles. Lift your left arm high, deep inhale. Exhale, sweep your left arm under and through the right side body. Inhale, lift. Left arm up high. Exhale, sweep your left arm under and through the right side body. One more time on this side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep, releasing your left arm all the way under and through down to the floor. Maybe releasing your left ear or cheek to that block. You can keep your right hand boxed out. You can extend it out long. You can bind it around towards your left hip, opening up your shoulder. If you like, you can also extend that right leg long, pressing the ball of your foot in towards the floor. You can also keep your right knee down. Hold it here for one more breath. Hold that right leg extended if you already have it extended. Inhale, lift your left arm high. Exhale, release your left hand down towards the floor. Go ahead and extend your right leg if you previously had it tucked in. Lift your left arm out in front, lift your right leg. Let's tuck the left elbow to the right knee and extend. Crunch and inhale, lengthen. One more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Hold that right leg lifted. Release your left hand down to that block. Rainbow your right leg over to the outer edge of your left foot. Maybe gently looking over your left shoulder. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can press your heel towards the floor. If you'd like to lessen that sensation, rock forward to the toes or more towards the ball of your left foot. From here, keep that cross, release your right knee to the outside of your left. You're welcome to hold it here. If you want a deeper stretch, you can press your hips back. Your hips do not have to touch your heels. Mine will never. Pressing back, feeling that stretch in your outer right glute right here. Holding and breathing. Gently rock forward, bring your shoulders back over your wrist. Release your bind, draw your right knee under your right hip. Maybe pat around your toes. You can bump your hips side to side. If you're just joining us, no problem at all. You'll just want a set of blocks, a strap, and a bolster or a pillow. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Inhale, lift your right arm high. Exhale, release it under and through the left side body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sweep your right hand under and through the left side body. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Reach even higher. Exhale, sweep your right hand under and through the left side body, releasing your right ear or cheek to that block. You are welcome to stay here with your left hand boxed out. You can extend that left arm long out in front from your shoulder. You can bind your left hand around towards your right hip, opening your shoulder. With any of those arm options, you're also welcome to extend your left leg long. Holding and breathing. Keep your left leg extended if you have it there. Place your left hand under your left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen, right arm lifts. Exhale, release your right hand under your right shoulder. We're going to lift that left leg. Go ahead and extend it if you had it previously bent. Right arm reaches out in front. Crunch your right elbow to your left knee for 3. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch for 2. Inhale, lengthen, 1 more. Exhale, crunch. Go ahead and hold that left leg extended. Release your right hand under your right shoulder. Rainbow that left leg over to the outer edge of your right leg. Maybe gently gazing over your right shoulder. Holding here. If you'd like to deepen that sensation, rock towards your heel to lessen that sensation. Rock forward onto the ball or tippy toes. Holding and breathing. Just a set of blocks, a bolster or pillow, and a strap for today's class. Keep that connection and gently release your left knee to the outside of your right shin. You can untuck your left toes or keep them tucked. Option to hold it here. If you'd like, you can press your hips back. And again, same thing as the other side, your hips do not have to touch the heels. You don't have to come close, you can just stay here forward. You're going to feel that stretch in your outer hip. Always making a dramatic appearance. Lay down, Mia. Go ahead and rock forward, placing your shoulders over your wrists. Release your left knee down. Bump your hips side to side. Maybe patter out your toes if that feels comfortable. Alright, you can set the blocks off to the side. I'm going to place one in front and one in the back, only because I'm going to switch sides when we open up to our flow. But feel free to keep them both in front as you'll be not switching sides like me. Go ahead and come back to your tabletop position. Bring your hands up, palm print forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Coming to our first downward facing dog this morning. Pedal out your heels, spiral your elbow creases in. Your biceps frame your ears, just gently lifting and lowering the heels. You can alternate them. You can do them at the same time. Gently lift both of your heels at the same time. Lower them over to the left side. Feeling that deep stretch all on the left side body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your heels over to the right side. Inhale, lengthen once more. Pedal out those heels. Alright, rock forward. Coming into a high plank. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, option lower down to your knees, 2, and 1. Keep the elbows tucked in. We're going to slowly lower down for 5. Always an option to bring your knees down. That's 3, 2, and 1. Release all the way down. Untuck your toes with your wrists under your shoulders. Press up. Give me 1 mini cobra. Release down. From here, extend your right arm long out from your right shoulder. One of my favorite stretches to open up the hips. Relax your right leg. Maybe wiggle out your right leg. And then relax it. Your left hand stays boxed out under your left shoulder. Lift your left leg high. This is option 1. If you like to flip over onto your right hip, draw that left leg to the outer edge. You can also extend that left leg, opening up your left hip and your right shoulder. You can roll further back onto your right hip or keep it framed out, stacking your left hip over the right. On your exhale, gently come back onto your belly. Place both hands under your shoulders. You 1 mini cobra, press up. Release down. Go ahead and extend your left arm long out from your left shoulder. Keep your right hand boxed out. Relax that left leg. Maybe wiggle out your foot, your leg. From here, keep your gaze forward. Lift your right leg high. That's option 1. Option 2, if you like to addition stretch, you can rock onto your left hip, opening up that right knee, opening up your left shoulder, and just keeping your left ear or cheek down to the floor. Maybe extend your leg. You can also just keep it bent. On your exhale, gently rock back to your tummy, releasing your legs down. Walk your hands back under your shoulders. This time, give me 1 mini cobra. Release down. Walk your hands to your lowest rib cage. Press up, full cobra. You can lift your hips or keep them on the floor, gazing up towards the ceiling. Gently look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Over your right shoulder. Back to center. We're going to tuck our toes and we're going to press back to child's pose. Just letting your forehead gently come down to the floor. You can also place a block underneath your forehead, maybe rocking side to side. Great. Come through tabletop or directly to down dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Pedal out those heels. Lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, stack your hip. Circle out your right ankle. Square out your hips, kick your right leg straight back. Release your right knee down to the right leg down to the floor. Pull out those heels. Step or hop your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins. Forward fold. Let your neck hang nice and loose. You can have a bend in the knees. Grab opposite elbows if you like. Maybe sway side to side and ragdoll. Continuing here with your breaths in and out through your nose. Come back through center, release your hands down to the floor. Roll all the way up. Sweep your arms up high overhead, standing mountain. Draw your right knee high, flex your right foot. We're going to cactus the arms. Open up that hip and close. Draw everything forward. Open, 2 more times. And close, once more. Open, so turn you guys. Hold it here. Bring your hands to heart center. We're going to find tree. So you can bring the sole of your right foot inside your left thigh, your left calf, your ankle. Just avoid putting any pressure on that left knee. Holding here and breathing. Trying something different this morning with my mat diagonal. It's totally throwing me off. Holding and breathing. You can play with the arms. You can grow your tree branches. Maybe sway side to side. You can challenge your balance by gazing up. Maybe closing one eye. Maybe both eyes. If you follow that, that is okay. Alright, I'm going to pivot back here. You can have a block right in front of you if you'd like. We already have it there. We're going to kick back into half moon. So we're going to hinge forward, bend into that front left knee. Bring your hand down to the floor or a block. Lifting that right leg high. Right arm lifts. Oh my gosh, this angle is really throwing me off, you guys. Flex your right foot. Holding here and breathing. You can also always just keep your leg down into a revolved triangle of choice. Holding here and breathing. Alright, we're going to lower that right leg down, coming into warrior 2. Tee out your arms. Front left knee is bent. Holding here, breathing. Give me one big star. Reach up. And bend. From here, straighten your front left leg, coming into triangle. Left arm down, right arm up. Holding and breathing. Reverse your triangle. If you want to do archery, you can flex your left toes. Right hand tucks behind you. High five that wall behind you. Holding and breathing. Come back to triangle. Lower your left toes. They were listed. Keep your legs straight from here. We're going to lift and lower for a 3. And 2. And 1. Alright, we're going to come into side low lunge to that right side. So bend into that right knee. Come into that side low lunge. Hold it here. You can also bring your hands down to the floor. Hands at heart center to challenge your balance. Maybe point or flex those left toes. Alright, we're going to come back and find our warrior 2. Lift up. Use those inner thighs. Bend into that front left knee. Reverse your warrior, tuck your right hand behind your back or down your right leg. Holding and breathing. We're going to cartwheel down, keep the bend in that front left knee, cartwheel down. Bring your hands down to the floor. You can also bring your right hand to a block inside your right leg. Lift your left arm high. Circle out your left wrist. Circle out your shoulder, forwards and backwards. Continue with your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap left hand to right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. One more. Alright, from here, keep your right hand down, left arm up. Hold the T of the arms. Rotate up. Right arm forward, left arm back. Alright, cartwheel your hands down. Frame your left foot. Kick your left leg back. Three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, stack your hip. Maybe gaze under your right armpit, looking at your left toes. Scratch your hips, kick your left leg straight back. Lower your left leg. Let's repeat that all on the other side. I'm just going to switch sides so when I open up I don't have my back facing you all. So keep those blocks in front. You can also bring one to the back if you'd like for Skadasana to help you with your arm balance. Alright, step or hop, your feet to your hands, forward fold, let your neck hang nice and loose, half lift, hands to shins, really draw the crown of your head to the top of your mat, back to our forward fold, slowly rise all the way up, sweep your arms up high, standing mountain, draw your left knee up, flex your left foot, just turn and face you guys, left foot, cactus your arms, open up your left hip, two more, draw everything together, and open. One more, then we're going to find that tree on the left side. Open. Hold it here. Maybe bring your hands to heart center to start. Remember your options. Left foot to your right thigh, right calf, right ankle. You want to open up that left hip. Many options here. You can grow your branches. You can sway. You can do cow face arms. And either variation. You can challenge your balance by gazing up. Right leg is your base. If you get wibbly and wobbly, just come back. Find your focus. We're going to come into that half moon here in just a second. Open up that left hip here. Right toes are going to remain facing forward. All right. From here, hinge forward, kick your left leg straight back. You can gaze down or up to challenge your balance. Flex your left toes. You can use the block or remove the block. Holding and breathing. One more breath here. All right, we're going to bend that front to right knee, come into warrior two. Keep that back left leg straight. Give me one big start. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. All right, let's find our first triangle on this side. Straighten your front right leg. Tick-tock your hand down, right hand down, left arm up. Maybe rotate your left shoulder open, gaze up or down. Reverse your triangle. Keep that right leg straight. Tuck your left hand behind your back. High-five that wall behind you. Come back to triangle. Right arm down, left arm up. We're going to pulse it for 3, 2, and 1. All right, find our side low lunge Skadasana on the left side. So again, you can keep your hands to heart center. Hopefully your knees don't snap, crackle, and pop like mine do. You can bring your hands down to the floor. You can point, flex, circle out that right ankle. You can challenge your balance by keeping your shoulders stacked over your hips. Maybe try different arm balance. All right, we're going to press up. Use those legs. Use your core. Coming back to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Left hand behind your back or down the outside of your left leg. Cartwheel your hands down, framing your right foot. You can bring that block to the inside of your right foot, left hand on the block. Inhale, lift your right arm high. Circle out your wrist. Circle out your shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap right hand to left wrist. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Inhale. And exhale. Hold that right arm high, left arm low. Tee out the arms, rise up. Right hand reaches back towards your right heel. Sorry, your left heel. Left fingertips towards your right toes. Hold it for the exhale. Cartwheel your hands down. Kick your left leg back. And release it down, pedal out your heels. All right. Let's do that one more time through, quickly on each side. And then we're gonna have a nice restorative closure. So we'll flow through this pretty quickly. All right, step or hop your feet to your hands. Forward fold, half lift, hands to shins. Forward fold. If you grab opposite elbows, sway side to side, ragdoll. Come back through center, release your hands down to the floor. Roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Reach your arms up high overhead. Right knee high, flex your right toes. Open and close. 2 more. 1 more. From here, keep the hip open, reach your arms overhead. Find your tree. Right sole of the foot inside of your left leg. Challenge yourself, maybe different arms. And open up your chest, find your hands behind your back. From here, we're going to pivot to half moon. Kick that right leg. Whoop. Kick that right leg straight back. Use your props if you need to. Use that block. Hold it for the exhale. Pivot, come into warrior 2. Release that right foot down. Tee out your arms. 1 big star. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Come into triangle. Tick-tock your hands down. Really pivot your right shoulder. Opening up. Reverse your triangle. Come back, fold forward. Keep a straight left leg. Lift and lower for 3. Use your abs. 2. And 1. All right, find Skadasana. Bend into that front right leg, point or flex. Bring your hands to the floor, blocks. Come back, find that warrior 2. Bend into your front left knee. Reverse your warrior. Cartwheel your hands down. Right hand stays to the inside of your left foot or on a block. Left arm lifts high. You can release your right knee down at any point. Circle out your wrist. Circle out your shoulder, forwards and backwards. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Holding here in low lunge. 1 more time. All right, right hand down to the floor, left arm up. Tick-tock your arms, left arm back, right arm forward. Again, you can release that right knee down at any time, on the floor, on a block, maybe on that bolster. Full exhale. Cartwheel your hands down. Take your left leg straight back, 3-legged down dog. Lower your left foot, pull out your heels. All right, same thing on the other side. Step or hop your feet to your hands, forward fold. Half lift, hands to chin. Really draw the crown of your head to the top of your mat and release. Rise all the way up. Sweep your arms up high overhead. Draw your left knee up. Flex your left foot. We're going to open cactus the arms for 3. Draw everything forward. That's 2. 1 more. All right, hold the knee open. Bring your arms back overhead. Maybe hands to heart center. Find your tree. Sole of your left foot inside your right leg, avoiding your right knee. Very nice. All right, we're going to find half moon on this side. So bend into that front left knee as you kick your left leg back. Bring your hands to the block or the floor. Left arm can reach up. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling. You can also release your hand from that block. I always say, you're not trying if you're not falling. I fall all the time. Hold it here for the exhale. All right, bend into your front right knee. Find warrior 2. Adjust your feet if you need to. Tee out your arms. Inhale and exhale. Give me 1 big star. Straighten that front right leg. Lift your arms up high overhead. And exhale. All right. Find your triangle. Straighten that front right leg. Right hand down. Left arm up. Pivot your left shoulder. Maybe draw your fingertips back behind you. You can gaze up or down. Reverse your triangle. Maintain that straightness in your right leg. High five that wall behind you with your right hand. Open up that right hip. Come back to triangle. Right hand down, left arm up. We're going to pulse it for 3, and 2, and 1. All right, we're going to bend into that back left knee. Find your side low lunge. Point flex, circle out that right ankle. All right, press up, bend into your front right knee, warrior 2. Reverse, tuck your left hand behind your back. Cartwheel your hands down. Framing your right foot, maybe place that block to the inside of your right leg, left hand on the block or the floor. Reach your right arm high. Circle out your wrist. Circle out your shoulder forwards and backwards. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Right hand to left wrist for 3. And 2. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Hold that right arm high. Tick-tock your hands, right arm back, left arm up. You can always release that left knee at any point. Holding here in low lunge. Cartwheel your hands down. Draw your right leg back. 3-legged dog, release. Pedal out your heels. All right, catch your breath. Just pedaling out those heels. All right, gently release your knees down to the floor. From here, let's place that bolster long ways on your mat. So I'll set my blocks off to the side. Go ahead and bring your left hip up to that bolster and just gently laying down, placing your left cheek or ear on the floor. So there's several options you can do with your knees. You can draw your knees up to your chest, stacking your knees if that hurts your hips. You can also stagger, drawing your right knee to the sole of your left foot. You can also draw your top knee forward, bottom knee back. You can also place blocks between your knees or your thighs if your knees are stacked, creating space. You can tuck your hands under that bolster. You can draw your arms wide. Holding here and breathing. You are welcome to stay here with your left cheek or ear on that bolster. If you'd like, you can gently draw your chin to that bolster, just gazing to the top of your mat. If you'd like an even deeper stretch, you can try twisting all the way, placing your right ear cheek to the side of the bolster. Deeper spine stretch with that full twist. And I want you guys to hear all the muffling from my microphone into the pillow. Place your hands on either side of that pillow or bolster. Rise up if you have a block between your thighs, set it off to the side. And we're just going to switch sides. This time, bringing your right hip to the bottom edge of that bolster and just laying down. Again, same options here. You can stack your knees, maybe with that block between your knees or your thighs if that's comfortable. You can keep your bottom right knee up, drawing the sole of your right foot in towards your left knee. You can also switch, having your top left knee forward, your bottom knee back. You can tuck your hands under the pillow, tee out your arms. You want to bring that heart rate back down. And just resting your right cheek or ear on that pillow. Your next full exhale. Lay out every bit of air. You're welcome to hold it here. If you like, you can draw your chin to that pillow, just gazing to the top of your mat. You can also rotate even more, bringing your left cheek or ear to that pillow. Come back to center. Place your hands under your shoulders, gently pressing yourself up. Set that block off to the side. Set that bolster off to the side as well. We're going to lay down onto our tummy. You can bring your palms, reaching one palm over the other, and just resting your forehead on the top palm. Draw your left knee up towards your left shoulder, your left elbow, coming into half frog. Your right leg is relaxed. Maybe gently rolling your forehead onto the top of your palm. Reach your left knee closer up towards your left elbow. Left leg back below your hip. You can switch palms or keep them just where they're at. Placing your forehead back on your palms if you switch them. This time drawing your right knee up towards your right hip, your right shoulder, your right elbow. Keeping that left leg relaxed. Gently roll your forehead from side to side on your palm. Maybe inching your right knee closer up towards your right shoulder. Back. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Press yourself up and back. Coming to a child's pose, sinking your hips towards your heels, forehead down to the floor. You can also place that pillow or block underneath your forehead. Actively stretching your fingertips long, hips in towards your heels. Hold that extension with the crown of your head towards the top of your mat and your hips towards your heels. Release your left hand down by your left ankle and release your right hand down by your right ankle. So you're actively stretching the crown of your head up, hips towards your heels, and then reaching your fingertips towards your ankles, your toes, feeling that stretch in your shoulders. Also, bring your knees in closer together here. Gently bring your hands one at a time underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up to a tabletop. Then go ahead and come and find a comfortable seat. We're going to extend the right leg long, single leg stretch, the sole of your left foot inside of your right leg. Keep your arms up high overhead. Exhale, release your right hand to the inside of your right leg. Left arm comes up high overhead. Maybe gaze out under your left armpit. Lengthen both arms overhead. Release your left hand behind your left hip and bump your hips forward, coming into stargazer. Maybe gaze back towards the wall behind you. Gently and slowly lower down. Releasing both hips back to the floor, sweep your arms up high overhead. This time, frame your right foot as you fold forward. You can grab the sole of your right foot, your right calf, or your right thigh. Avoid grabbing your ankle or your knee. Trying to draw the crown of your head towards your toes, gently folding forward. Walk your hands back in towards your hips. Release your left hand behind your left hip. Inhale, lift, stargazer. Maybe bump your hips an inch or two more forward. Slowly release down. Switching sides, extend your left leg long, draw the sole of your right foot inside of your left leg. Maybe go side to side, make sure both of your sit bones are pressed in towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your left hand to the inside of your left leg. Right arm reaches up high overhead. Gazing out underneath your right bicep. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your right hand behind your right hip. Bump your hips forward, coming to stargazer on this side. Slowly release down. Once both sit bones are pressed in towards the floor, inhale, lengthen. Frame your left foot as you fold forward. Maybe grabbing the sole of your foot, your calf, your thigh. Making sure to avoid your knee or your ankle. Maybe bringing your nose towards your knee, heart towards your thigh. We'll exhale. Gently release your bind. Walk your hands in towards your hips. Release your right hand behind your right hip. Bump your hips up. Left arm lifts back to the wall behind you. Really press your hips forward, opening up that left hip. Slowly release down. Keep your left leg extended. Draw your right leg out long. Wide leg straddle. You're welcome to hold it here, lengthening up nice and tall. If you'd like, you can use the block and walk it out in front as you fold forward. Most important thing is that both of your sit bones are staying pressed in towards the floor. So if you notice that one is starting to lift up, just come back to center, stack your shoulders over your hips, nice flat back, and then fold forward. You can stay as high or come down as low as you'd like. And then walk your hands back in towards your hips. Draw the soles of your feet to touch. Butterfly your knees. Maybe flap your butterfly wings. If you'd like one more lower back stretch, feel free to join me. You can also stay right here. The soles of your feet touching, knees fall open. You can extend your legs out, making more of a diamond shape with your legs. Lengthen up nice and tall. Bring your hands underneath your calves. Palms are facing up. That's option one. If you want to go even deeper, bring the palm of each hand to the top shoelace portion of each foot. Inhale, lengthen one more time, and exhale, fold forward. Bringing the crown of your head towards your big toes, maybe your arch, maybe your heel. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold forward one more time. Gently release your bind. Coming back. We're going to have a seat and grab a block with you. Your knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, feet are hip width apart and parallel. Squeeze your glutes to lift your hips. Place a block under your hips just where we started, letting your hips fall into that block. Maybe releasing one at a time or both legs up towards the ceiling. You can reach your hands to your toes. You can point, flex, circle out your ankles and your wrist. Everything moving all class this morning. Gently releasing one leg or both at the same time down towards the floor. Holding here with your feet flat on the floor, hips on the block. You can also extend one leg out long. You can switch sides. You can draw both legs out long, heels to touch, toes fall open. Release your hands by your side. Palms facing out, finding your final resting position. Relaxing your forehead, your shoulders, your toes. Maybe wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Gently walk your feet in towards your hips, planting the soles of your feet in towards the floor. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, release that block off to the side. Tuck your knees in towards your chest, curl yourself into a tiny ball. Rock and roll yourself up to a seated position. You can crisscross applesauce, soles of your feet together. Any final resting position for you in a seated position. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Thank you all so very much for joining me this morning, each and every week. and sharing my practice with you all. I appreciate you all so much. My name is Amanda. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Namaste.